Miss Griffith. I am here with a reading lesson. This is another reading lesson from the Sunday reading program. It is going to be very similar to the video in reading 3. However, it will be a little bit different with some new things for your learner to practice on. The first portion of the lesson is going to be reading sounds. So I have the sound cards, and your learner would ideally be making the sounds that the letter represents. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be holding up the sound card or the letter card. I'm also going to be making the sound, but you can practice at home or have your learner practice at home. K, L, K, I, A, N, P, D, Z, T, M, A, G, A, S, J, A, X, V, B, E. The faster that your learner can move through the letter sounds or the sound cards, the better. Usually the faster they can produce the sound after seeing the letter that represents the sound, the better, and the more they know that. So after reading sounds, we would practice spelling sounds. So I would dictate a sound or I would make a sound as the teacher, and my students or the learners would be responsible for writing the letter that represents the sound I'm making. A, G, E, M, A, B, D, If you are practicing this at home or dictating sounds to your learner, after the learner writes the sounds or the letters that make the sounds, you would want to have them practice reading or making those letter sounds. So you would want to walk back through it. A, G, I, M, A, B, D. That's another way to give your learner more practice. So now we have read sounds and we have spelled sounds. So the next portion of the lesson or the activity is going to be reading sounds. Now in reading 3 video, we practice reading words that had the double E or the E sound. We are going to work on a review page for reading today. So this has the short A sound, A, the short I sound, I, the short O sound, ah, the short U sound, the E, and then the A sound. Now, ideally, if I was in the classroom setting, I would give each learner a chance to read some of these words in order to build their word knowledge. Because I am in front of the computer and doing virtual learning, I'm going to point to the word and then I'm also going to say it. Deep, jam, keep, jog, it, gas, pup, J, box, say, some, fig, pit, beef, 6, need, jot, cut, tax, zap, ram, ham, hip, dug. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to work my way through all of these words. This would be more challenging, or may be challenging for your learner, because it is a review of sounds. So it has so many sounds, the short A, the short I, the short O, and so on, that it really encourages your learner as a reader to look through the whole word, and it encourages them to be on point and really think about the word at hand. If this is challenging for your learner, this is something that we can keep practicing on. So now we have read sounds, spelled sounds, read words. The next portion of the lesson is going to be spelling words. So I did a review for the reading portion of many different sounds. So I'm going to do a review for the spelling portion. Just like how I said that reading review words or many different sounds on one page can be more challenging than reading a word list with a pattern. Spelling words with many different letter sounds can be more challenging than knowing what is coming if it's a pattern. In the classroom setting, I would dictate or say a word to my learners, and they would be responsible for hearing the word, knowing what sounds knowing what letters make the sounds in that word, and then writing that word down. Deep, pit, cab, rot, cup, we can also throw in an A word or a word with the AY at the end. May, after your learner would be finished writing all of the words that you have dictated, you would want them to then read the words that they have wrote. Deep, pit, cab, rot, cup, may. After you're done dictating words or giving words to your learner to practice spelling, you can dictate sentences to them, simple sentences. The length of the sentence that you would dictate to them would vary depending on their level. For the sake of this video, I am not going to dictate sentences, but know that that is something that can be done to take their learning one step further. After reading sounds, spelling sounds, reading words, and spelling words, what you can have your learner do is to practice reading sentences. So we've read at the word level, but you also want to encourage reading at the sentence level, or even at the text level, or at the book level. For the purpose of this lesson, I have sentences already created for me for myself as the teacher to practice with the learner. If you don't have sentences like this, you can pick up any text or any book within your house and practice reading with the learner. I will feed the red hen. 10 men can run to the net. Let him get his pig fed. Ray can set the cup on the box. Having your learner practice reading words at the sentence level and within text is beneficial, because then they can work on reading fluency, so their ability to read fluently in the terms of reading like a reader would, and not reading so monotone or like a robot would. You want to encourage your reader to put expression in their voice and read like a reader would.